Hi, everyone. Welcome to Cupcakes and Protein Shakes. I am your host, Savana Sharp, and today we have a special guest. This is do you go by Kat?
Yes, I go by Kat.
Okay, it is Kat Williams, Kat Pro Fitness, as on Instagram. So she is a local, she lives in the Kansas City area, IFBB Bikini Pro. She is here to share her insight, mindset, motivation, her passions, and all things fitness, and a little bit of her personal life with you guys today. So I'm so excited. Welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Oh, yes, you're so welcome. So I'm really excited to talk to you. We've briefly met from Angel Competition Bikinis, so I thought, what better person to come on? So you're the first interview of 2021. So I'm
Hey!
really excited. And you're my first pro athlete that I am interviewing.
Really?
Yes.
Exciting.
Yes. So I'm really excited. But first, before we talk about anything serious or fun, you have to tell me, are you team cupcake? Are you team protein shake?
Cupcake, duh.
Okay. And what flavor? Like, describe the perfect cupcake flavor you could ever imagine.
I would say a vanilla cupcake with strawberry icing.
Oh,
Like
yes.
the nice, not the too sweet frosting, but that whipped
Yes.
frosting. Oh my God.
Okay, you're speaking my language. Okay, I knew we were going to relate because I'm always team cupcake. Protein shake, that we'll save that for prep. But
Yeah.
are you prepping or anything right now? What are you doing?
So right now, I made a decision towards the end of the year that I wanted to switch over to the wellness division. So I don't know if you knew that.
Yes, I did.
I'm switching over. So right now I'm putting on size. So speaking of protein shakes, I had to put on a lot of size for that. And I'm just looking forward for my journey in a new category in the IFBB.
So that is one of the things that I did want to talk into. So this is the perfect segue into bikini versus wellness. So did you watch Olympia this year?
Yeah, I did. Mm-hmm.
So what did you think? What do you think's happening in bikini, and what do you think this is going to mean for wellness? Like, talk me through that.
I've been watching a little bit of like the different shows when they do like the feedback, different podcasts and such. And somebody made a good point that bikini is supposed to be that body type that it's a little bit more attainable for people.
Yes.
Not, I wouldn't name it like entry level, but it's like anybody, a lot of people can attain that quickly.
Yeah.
So I think that in the time it's definitely grown to like more size, more definition. Like it wasn't like that at the beginning. And I've been a pro. I became pro in 2013, so I've definitely seen a lot of the changes that has happened, and it's a completely different look. So I think they're trying to regroup and with that new wellness, like it's very similar. So they're going to have to really draw that line to show this is bikini and this is wellness, and do not cross that line. Pick which side.
So for the bikini and wellness, like getting from bikini to wellness, what do you think, like for you, is going to be the hardest thing for that transition to happen?
Right now, I don't think it's going to be hard for me. I'm going to be completely honest, because a lot of my feedback personally for me was that my lower body was too dominant, and that's what they're looking for in wellness. I'm gonna have. I don't have a lot of sizes. Some of the girls that they're showing now, but I know that I can get to that size. Being a track athlete, I had to work my legs a lot, and I know that I can get to that size. But with bikini, I had to do a lot of cardio, a lot of just really strict dieting, and it just started to not be fun for me. And when they said wellness, I'm like, okay, let me try this out and see how I will line up with those girls when they have shows.
I'm really excited to see you like on the stage for wellness. I don't know a lot of pros that are transitioning, so it's cool to see someone that it's like, okay, I did bikini, it wasn't for me, and then I feel like you're gonna like dominate wellness because it is more of a genetic based division. You have to be built for it. I mean, some bikini girls could do it, but unless you have those leg genetics where you can build size really easy, I think it's going to be a challenge for some. But I'm really, really excited to see you transition. Right. But I want to talk back to your journey from 2013. Mm-hmm. So walk me through what happened when you figured out what is bikini bodybuilding? How did you figure it out? Who told you what it is? What was like the first thoughts going through your head when you like, what is this?
So my sister told me about it. I have an older sister, and she was going through her fitness journey. She wanted to lose weight. So she joined a team. And back then, it's so many teams now, so many choices that you can go with. But back then, it was only like a couple of teams. Yeah. And this particular team, she went to their boot camp. They had like a weekend boot camp, and she was just like, die hard, like, let me diet, let me work out. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, is this a cult?
Yeah. Yes.
And at the time, I was ending my college career. I ran track at UMKC. I was a Division I track athlete. And I was just kind of lost, like, what? Like, I need to find a job, you know. I need to just figure out my life. And so she was like, oh, you should do competing. You know, I'm training with this team. I think that you should do this because I know since you're an athlete, you would turn pro immediately. And I'm like, okay, let me do some research on this bodybuilding. And so I looked up the girls at the time that were doing really well. Some like OGs like India Paulino and Natalia Mello and Nicole Negrani and a lot of those girls were on that particular team. And so I ended up going to a camp. She was like, oh, I'll take care of everything for you. I'll help you get your food. I'll help you join the team, all this stuff. So I'm like, okay. So I went to the boot camp, and it happened to be in Boston. They used to go to different cities and do these camps. And I went, and Natalia Mello was there.
Oh, wow.
She was a 2012 or 13.
Yeah, she was the first one, wasn't she?
She was like the third. She was the third Bikini Olympia champion. But I met her, and I was just like starstruck. Like, and she has that Brazilian accent. So nice and down to earth, and like telling us her journey. And it was just like that. Was that the moment where you were like, I think I can do this? Yes,
yeah, that was. Oh, I love that.
Like, oh my God, like this girl works her butt off. And, you know, she has it to show. She was Bikini Olympia champion. Yeah. So, yeah, that was one of the turning points. And I know a lot of coaches would say, oh, you favor India Paulino, like when you go on stage. And so I was like, oh my God, like India Paulino, oh my God, because she was just really, you know, when she got on the stage, her stage presence was just on point. So for someone to like even compare me to that, it's like, oh my God.
Yeah. So you think if your sister didn't encourage you, would you have done it?
I wouldn't have known about it.
Oh, really?
I didn't know. It wasn't as big as it is now.
Okay. And
like
so
when I started, people were like, what is this? Like,
why
are you on stage in a bikini? Like,
so was your family
now it's really popular.
Like, was it hard like for friends and family to kind of support you on that? Was it, because it's a little bit of different time back then, was it kind of hard for you to explain what you were doing to friends and family?
I think because I was an athlete, they kind of got it. It's like, okay, this is like a competition. She's really competitive.
Yeah,
you're just showing it in a different way. I always love to work out. I stay in the gym. But one thing my dad will always say when I told him that I want to do this, he was like, oh, you're not going to last that diet. You're not going to be able to complete that. And I'm like, okay. Because I was used to just eating whatever, but working out. So when all that had to collide, it was just like, whew, this is kind of
intense. How old were you when you did your first competition?
Oh, I was in my early 20s. So
okay.
I'm 31 now.
Because I think some people think that, if they don't start when they're 18 or 20 or even 30, that they can't even pursue it. And so now, how do you feel if you could go back and tell your younger self like some advice? What would you be talking to her about?
When I first started, when I went out on stage, I noticed this. And when I was prepping for shows, like I kind of had like no care in the world. It was like, I'm out here.
Yeah.
As time goes on, like I felt like I was thinking more about it. Like,
yeah,
it was just like more intense. Like, oh, well, what if they don't like, or well, this judge is there, or this girl is there, kind of like doubting.
mm-hmm.
And I needed to go back to when I started, like, I don't care who's there. I don't care who's that judge. I don't care. Like, and I think that's where it translated. It's just like, oh, this girl is just really out here doing it. So yeah, just keep that confidence. Don't care about anything else. Just care about yourself, and you'll do well. Because a lot of the time, somebody else mentioned this, that sometimes it's not the best body on stage, but it's how you
100%
show
agree.
it, to where those judges are like, oh, I like this girl. She might not be the best body, but she's showing it off.
It's true. It's true. So as far as posing, do you feel like your posing's improved since you started? And how do you, because I think it's it's confidence, right? Like even if your poses are terrible and you really, if you're confident up there, they don't know if it's your routine or not. They don't know if you're messing up.
Right. Yeah.
So I think a lot of girls that are young, I think they're scared of being on stage. How did you, when you were about to first step on your stage, like were you scared? Were you nervous? What did you have to tell yourself to finally just like take that step on stage?
You just have to remember like why you started. Think about all the hard work you put in. You don't want to go up there and just not show off that hard work, like those long hours in the gym, that dieting, not going out with your friends sometimes, just not getting enough sleep, being tired, like, and you're gonna go out there and not show that, like, show off your hard work. So you just gotta remember why you started and showcase that to the best of your ability. So yeah.
Good. I love that. I love that. I do want to talk about some of the harder times because, bikini bodybuilding, I think is, and wellness now for you. So it's a little bit glamorized on the social medias. We like to post our shreds and our cute pictures and, but we don't get to see those hard times where we are in the gym grinding and it's hard and we're tired and, we're emotional because, calories are low and we can't go do these different things. And I want to talk about, where do you think, was there ever a time where you thought, I don't know if this is for me, I want to quit, I'm not good enough? What did that look like for you?
I would say I had more of those thoughts when I turned pro.
Really? Even after?
Yeah, I think when you're in the NPC, it's like that grind of, I'm trying to get my pro card, and then when you get that pro card, it's kind of like, what am I fighting? What am I fighting for?
Yeah, you're like, wait a minute. Yeah.
It's like the fun is kind of out of it.
I understand.
Yeah, so it was plenty of time.
So when you stepped on the pros, when you stepped on the pro stage, did you do well at the beginning?
My first
Did you do well at the beginning of your pro career?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did pretty decent. I was in like the top 10. But
okay.
I think for me, that consistency, it's always been the consistency for me. Like sometimes I'll be up, sometimes I'll be down, and in this sport you do have to be consistent. So I don't know. That's kind of where I am right now. It's like, well, I'm about to switch over, so I need to be consistent out the gate. But yeah,
I like that. And do you ask for the feedback from the judges after you compete?
I have, yes. And then
Okay.
sometimes you got to be in the right mind frame, I think, sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good, and then sometimes it's bad, because you don't want to harp over, like, okay, for example, like, you might have a judge for one show, and they might tell you to work on one thing, and then the next show, well, no, I think that's perfectly fine. So it's like, you kind of have to take it with a grain of salt sometimes.
Yeah.
But for the most part, you kind of know, I kind of know what I need to work on. Like, oh, I should have came in leaner, or that's why you have a coach to guide you, hopefully.
And who is your coach?
Well, recently I joined Underground Athletes. It's Mandis Buckle. He's the coach of Underground Athletes, and he is the reporter for Maxim Muscle Report. I don't know if you heard of that.
Yeah.
So he has that media group, and he also coaches athletes. So this will be my first year working under him, and it's been 4 weeks so far, and it's been great. So,
good. Well, you'll have to report back. Who was your coach before?
So I was with Bombshell Fitness.
Okay.
That's who I started out with, Shannon Day. And she was a great coach. She got me to where I needed to be, and I turned pro under that team. And, you know, she's gotten a lot of people to the Olympia. Like I said, Natalia Mello, Nicole Negrani, India Paulino won the Arnold. Like, those people were under her belt. So, yeah, like, I was happy to be on that team.
Cool, good. What is your goals in this sport? Like, your ultimate goals, maybe short-term, long-term goals?
My long-term goal is to make it to the Olympia, for sure.
Yeah, for wellness now?
Yeah, for wellness. And it'll be the first year this coming year, this 2021 year. So we'll see if I make it.
Oh, okay. We will be rooting for you. I'm really, really excited.
Yeah.
And then, do you get to pick a new suit? Like a new?
Yes, I will pick out a new suit. I was actually thinking about that the other day. Like, what color would I do, or should I go back to some of the old colors that I rocked before? But yeah, it's a different bottom. You can still wear the bikini bottom as of right now, but I think I want to wear that wellness bottom just so I'm in line with everything that they got going on with wellness.
Yay. So is there anything that you would change about the sport in general to make your life as an athlete easier in terms of from prepping to stereotypes, social media, anything of how the shows are run, anything?
I think the IFBB has done a good job of like evolving the sport. It has really grown.
Yeah.
They've really, you know, involved other countries. It's crazy to see how it has like developed. And I'm telling you, from 2013 to like now, it's just like mind blowing. And so many people know about competing now. And I'm just so happy that other people are getting involved in the sport and showing an interest because I love talking about the sport. And the more people that are involved, the more I get to talk about it, right? So I think they're doing an excellent job of, you know, spreading the word about it. The Olympia, a lot of the changes that they're making too. I heard that they might change the Arnold to June.
What?
And they might change the Olympia to December. They might. I don't know, but I heard that was a rumor.
I absolutely love that because it forces people to kind of take an improvement season, which means the competition is going to be so good and everyone should be rested and then compete for a short period of time, like back to back to back. And I am like very happy that they're changing that. So it's like there's a set, you know, this is the competition season. It's not all year round where you can compete. It's like, no, everyone's in improvement season from, I don't know, December to March-ish or whatever. And then here is the time that every single person is going to be on stage, which I like that a lot. I really think it's going to be fun.
And I think that's good too. Like, sometimes things need to change. And I think that's a really good change. And I was like, oh, well, I work a full-time job. So that is a perfect time, like, to compete. Like, if the Arnold was in June, like, that's summertime for me. And like, the Olympia is December. So, I mean, most people are off.
What do you do full time?
So I'm an athletics director at an all-girls Catholic high school here in Kansas City.
Okay.
St. Teresa.
And that is okay. So this is going to get me on a tangent right now. So there's a lot of people that think that, okay, well, I can't have a full-time job, or there's people that say, I don't have time, or I'm too busy. So what do you have to tell them as yourself, someone who already works full-time, is competing, which isn't another full-time job? What do you tell those people?
Yeah, that's BS.
Yeah, I
know. That's BS, because I've talked to so many professionals that are IFBB pros, NPC competitors, that are doctors, lawyers, just you name it, like, and they are making it happen. So it's all about scheduling out your time. Again, I was a student athlete, so time management was a big part of that. So, and if this is important to you, you're going to make time for it. Yeah. So, yeah.
So let's talk about your personal time management skills. Like, so what is like your morning routine look like? What is a typical day when you're working start to finish? Like, when you get training in? How do you get your diet in? How do you plan your meals? What did like your day look like?
Okay, well, it's kind of everywhere. So being an athletics director, we have games. So like, it's a lot of late nights. Like, I have to actually go to the like home games or like their away games to make sure like I'm admin there. Mm-hmm. So I have to get a lot of my workouts done in the morning. So what I do, if I can, thank God my school has a fitness gym there. Yeah. So I've been utilizing that a lot. So I'll go in at like 6 a.m. and train. I'll get my meals throughout the day. I'm eating throughout the day. And then if they have a game, I'll go to that. And yeah, and then like my work in the middle of the day. So making everything scheduled out, like making sure the refs and are there, making sure the kids are academically sound, that they can play. Just other admin work. It's a lot that goes into it that a lot of people don't know. They're like, oh, you just get to go to sports games. That's not true. And especially with COVID, it's just another animal. So you got to, follow those health protocols and make sure your kids are safe, that they're even able to play the sport. If we'll even have a season. Our season was canceled in the spring, and I was coaching track. So it was just a lot. But I enjoy my job. Like I said, it's an all-girls school, so being able to encourage and uplift young women, especially those athletes, is just, I'm just so happy to be there. And it's my alma mater. That's the high school that I went to. Okay. So it's great being back there.
I love that you're still able to, kind of have a balance of, fitness, and now it's kind of a career for you. So you're playing on the discipline that it took to be a competitor and putting that now into your job, and hopefully inspiring some of those girls that, hey, you can do it all. You can, have a full-time job and pursue hobbies and do everything that you're doing as far as like fitness, photo shoots, all these different things. So are you also a coach outside of work too?
So yeah, I coach track and field, and then I also personal train. So before I got the job at St. Teresa's, I was personal training at a studio here in Kansas City. And then I worked for the city of Kansas City, Missouri in their Parks and Rec. So I would personal train, then go to work, get my training in. It was just a very long, drawn out day. But like you said, I made it happen because I wanted to compete. I wanted to still train people. I wanted to still have a full-time job. So yeah, like whatever you can do if you set your mind to it.
Yeah, I love that. So as far as track and field, you said that you did that in college too.
Yes.
Were you successful?
Oh yeah, I was successful.
Okay.
It was like a full-time job. So my coach was very, he was intense, and it was very competitive, basically fighting for your spot every day. And in order for me to go to school, I had that scholarship. So working every day, grinding every day. And I talk to him to this day, and he's like, I can't believe you're doing those fitness competitions. You hated working out and all this stuff. And he just, he's like, I just can't believe it. Like, I know that's so much hard work and discipline. I'm like, well, where do you think I learned it? Here, right. On the track. You put
on the track
every day.
Yeah. And I think it's funny too, because I was an athlete in high school, and I hated, what my worst thing I hated was conditioning. I skipped it. I hated running. I hated abs. I would just do it real slow so I didn't have to do as many reps. And I remember it too.
That's a good idea.
Fun. Yeah, you just do it slow. You don't have to do as many reps. And it's so weird that you find it when you actually like to do it, it doesn't become as hard. Because I think a lot of people look at us and they say, what do you mean you train every day? Or what do you mean you like going to the gym? Or what do you mean you enjoy cardio and like healthy food? And it's really hard to explain it unless you live it. But it's the same thing if you look at them, you say, well, why do you like what you're doing? Like, I'm sure you like, why do you like reading books so much? Or why do you like, I don't know, going to your job too? It's the same thing, but people see it as different. Because it's extreme, because it crosses the line from healthy, and then there's stage lean, and then we go, oh, okay, what happened? So right. Where do you, how do you try to maintain like a balance between improvement season and stage lean? Because it does get extreme to a certain point.
Yeah, it's interesting because I've been kind of fortunate to stay within 10 pounds of my stage weight.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know. That's just my body type. But yeah, I just try not to go overboard. You can, like, after a show, you can definitely take a wrong turn.
Have you ever experienced binge eating?
I wouldn't say I binged to eat. Like, yeah, I would have like treatments, like, okay, yeah, maybe I should stop, but I never like went overboard to where I'm gaining pounds and pounds and pounds, and I'm work that off. Like, I couldn't imagine. That's really stressful.
It is stressful. It's hard. A lot of people experience it like from shows, because it's just, they have this deadline, and then suddenly, there's no deadline, and it's just like they just go back to what they think they did before, and that's not the case. You have to maintain.
I've always had, like I said, a coach or somebody in my corner just telling me the real, like, let's say I wanted to do a show and I'm not looking my best. Like, I always had like real people in my corner, like, nah, girl, you ain't, this one ain't it. Like, yeah, maybe you should wait for the next one. So I'm always appreciate, like, maybe at the time I'm like, dang, like, I really wanted to do this and I don't see why I can't, but I'm glad I had those people in my corner, like, nah, maybe you should hold out and you can come in looking right at the next one.
Yeah. So do you do macros or flexible dieting?
Flexible dieting, yeah.
Or meal plan, sorry.
Meal plan, yeah. My coach writes out all my meals. Basically, he has just like kind of like a chart, and I can pick out whatever foods, but he pretty much has it all calculated, and I just follow. And I like it that way. I think I would get stressed out doing the macros. I just want
it's hard. I did it at the beginning. In the first 3 years, I did macro tracking. And then last year I did meal plan, and I don't necessarily know how to do macros anymore because I've been on this meal plan for so long. I'm like, I just don't think you need that many choices. Like, it's nice to have a small list of choices rather than just like, here, have whatever,
Yeah, I think it depends on the person. I've always just had like, here's a straight up meal plan, you follow it. Like the first coach I ever had, she was kind of like a nonsense coach. And she was like, I don't care if you don't like this, you're going to eat it. And I don't want to hear otherwise. I know that's probably bad, but at the end of the day, she knew like, this is what's going to get you to this. And I'm going to do whatever possible. If you're trying to reach this goal, I'm going to do whatever possible to get to that. And I'm not going to cut corners. So I don't know. I think that just was always drilled in my head.
Like mentally, it seems like you're so positive. I want to know the hard parts. It makes it seem like it's easy. Like where is that hard part where you?
It's not easy, and I've definitely had my times where I'm just like, is this even for me? Like, what am I doing? And I'm thinking of a time, like when I was in the NPC. I had did NPC Nationals, and it was like in 2012. And then, that was the last one. That's the last competition of the season, Nationals. And I ended up coming in third place, and they take the top two. You get your pro card. So I was like,
did that crush you? Did that crush you knowing that you were that close?
Yeah, and like a lot of the national shows that I did, I was pretty close. Like the first one I did junior nationals, and I got fourth. So, and I wasn't expecting that. So it was like, oh yay, like I got like. But then once I started getting into those national shows, it was like, okay, I'm not playing games. I know that I can be at the top. So, but yeah, that was definitely a time where I was like, oh heck no, I got third, and I could have got second and one, but that just drove it home more for me. Like, I am not gonna give up. And like, I knew from that day where I got third, I'm gonna do that first national show in 2013 and win. I don't give a damn. Like
was that in your head? Were you like, that was like fueling your fire? Like I could tell, like it's almost an angry prep. You're like, I have to prove I'm about to do this. Like I'm not gonna have anyone take this away from me.
Pretty much. And like, from when is nationals? That was November. So
like November.
All the way till May. I was like grind mode. Nobody can tell me my body doesn't look the best on that stage. And that's what happened. I ended up winning my pro card with that mindset.
The next show.
That next national show, which would have been the next year, the 2013 year.
I love that so much.
Which is, and that show was a lot harder because not only do you have to win your class, you
the top four.
Top three.
Oh, okay.
Three at that time in the overall.
Yeah.
So it was like, just the sweeter. It's like, well, I killed it. Like, I even had to like really beat out these people. So that was definitely the time where I was like, oh hell no.
Yes. And I think that's hard for some people, like, to realize that even though like if someone in second call-outs, third call-outs is seeing top 5, top 10, and they're like, those girls must be so proud of themselves, they must not have a doubt in their mind. And you don't realize that you're always going to be hungry for more, even if you're first. Have you ever experienced a first placing?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Except for after, like in the pro league, have you
ever? Oh no, not in the pro league. No.
But
I think my only highest placing was like fifth. Yeah, fifth in the pro league.
But even if you got first, you're still making improvements. It's not just like it stops there. You have to keep going and improve. So I like that you're fired up, and I can tell you're gonna bring that to this season too. So
yeah. And I think it's going to be different because they don't know. I mean, they know what they're looking for, but they don't know.
They do not know.
So it's like, in my mindset, you can kind of show them the look that you want it to be.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's new division. They're kind of like, all right, we'll see who shows up. We kind of set a baseline-ish, but we've seen how that happened with bikini. Like it was, fitness model, and then it got harder and leaner and harder and leaner. And then I think this year they're like, wait, we're gonna bring it back. So wellness, it's like same thing.
And I think that brings up another point. Now that they're bringing it back towards kind of how bikini was at the beginning,
yeah,
I really don't think that the wellness, they're going to have to be bigger, a little bit more volume to them, but not massive like people are thinking.
Yeah, I do too. I think,
so it's not going to be about size at all.
No.
Seeing how they pick Janet and how they it's not going to be huge girls like people are thinking.
No, it's not. Let's talk about some motivation techniques, because I want to tap into that mindset of you. Did you ever do journaling or meditation or anything like that?
Yes. I like to manifest, actually.
Oh, okay. Yes. Let's talk down this. What is
I watched
manifesting?
a YouTube video just the other day. It was about like scripting out like how you see, like basically how you see your life, how you want it to go. And you're basically already saying whatever whoever you talk to, do you talk to God, the universe, whatever, you're writing down, thank you, God, or universe, that this has happened to me. And you're already saying it. So it's already going to happen. So it's not like, oh, hopefully one day this is going to happen. No, you're saying, thank you that this has already happened. And it should come to pass. It will come to pass. So yes, I've been doing a lot of scripting on and it's not just about competing, just my career, personal life. I do a lot of goal setting, and I even have a chalkboard in my kitchen, and I write down just different goals that I want to have for the day. So I'm very goal oriented. I want to get to this certain point, and I need to always visualize that.
Yeah, I think that some people don't know that it's okay to talk about your goals as if they've already happened, because like your brain, it doesn't understand like the difference. You can think something and it's going to experience those same emotions as if it's already happened. Right. So that's why, like, visualization techniques, I think as far as like being an athlete, it's really important to visualize yourself where you want to be in the future, and that's how kind of your brain takes you. Yes. So I want to know for let's say 5 years from now, what things do you want to accomplish?
I definitely see my business growing. So right now I'm developing an on-demand program, and I just see that really just launching and taking off, and people getting to know me a little bit more, not just in Kansas City, but worldwide. And it's not just going to be about competing, it's just living a healthy and fit lifestyle, and just really getting the community involved. Like I told you, I worked with Parks and Rec, and being able to be in my community and kind of tell them about health and wellness, and kind of changing their life and their mindset about it, because a lot of people aren't even thinking about it. They're just like, oh, this is too hard and intimidating. But I want to show like it's really not that hard. Like if you make it a priority, like your life will change. And yeah, it's only gonna be for the better.
Yeah. So are you single, or do you have a significant other?
I'm single, yes.
Yes. You are? Okay.
Yes.
So do you ever think about having kids, or like what is your dating life like? Talk about that.
Oh my God. I'm just really like a private person, and so I think, and I'm like a shy person.
Okay.
A lot of people are like, oh, you're not shy, Kat, but it takes a while for me to like warm up to people. So but yeah, like I definitely am going out on dates with people. It's just, I haven't found the right person, but I know that it will happen one day. I definitely want to have kids. I definitely see myself being a mom. Yeah, I do see myself as that, being a mom, having my own business, just doing the damn thing. Like, I want to be like that super woman, like, that you're not going to tell me.
I know.
Just because I'm a mom, like, I can't do that. Like, no, I'm going to be it all. So, yeah.
Yes, you are going to be it all.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I didn't know if we could talk about that, but I think it's interesting because a lot of people doesn't think that they can do it like by themselves, think they might need a support system, and I just hope that you're out here inspiring everyone that you can do whatever it takes and just be confident in yourself. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of hard times, and you've experienced in some of them, but for the most part, as long as you are, thinking about the future and always having those goals, that you can do anything that you put your mind to.
Definitely, yes.
And then what do you do for fun outside of fitness?
So I like to travel. I like seeing other cultures. I want to travel a lot more. I know due to COVID, like, we're not really able to do that, but I definitely want to travel more and see the world and just experience just new things. I'm very adventurous, so I'm like up for anything. And a lot of people are like, "Oh, you're so young, you don't have kids. You can do whatever the hell you want to do." And like, I need to take full advantage. I need to take full advantage of that right now.
You should. Yeah. Are you someone that consumes alcohol, or is that like a regular part of your routine? I'm not sure, because fitness.
Yeah, I drink, but it's not like I'm gonna go out and party. Yeah. Like, I've just never been that type of person. But yeah, I'll, like, if I'm at an event, I'll have like a drink or two, but it's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's a little bit different when, you're in the gym and waking up early and you have priorities and things like that are important to you.
And it's so funny, like, for New Year's, I know people were probably like out drinking and partying, and like literally the next day I was like at the gym.
I was too. I was literally there, and I'm looking around. I'm like, who's the new people at my gym? You're like, I hope you last. I was like, I hope you guys last. Right. I'll be here all year round.
And it was so funny.
Everyone has traditions. Do you make any?
What's that?
Did you make any New Year's resolutions?
Not really. Like I said, like, I always have my goals, so it's like, whatever the goals were, I'm gonna continue that. Yeah. But yeah, I didn't really come up with a New Year's. This season was just crazy. Like, it didn't feel like Christmas to me. It didn't feel like New Year. It was just like, bam, like everything. No. Everything happened. It's 2021 now.
Yeah. So I just think about my day with COVID and everything too. Yeah, it's just like the COVID too. Did you ever have to do like home workouts?
Yeah, during that time. Wait, what did I do? It was like so long ago.
I know, it's so long ago. That was months ago.
Yeah, I did things here and there. I pretty much have access to a lot of gyms. Like I said, I had that studio that I was working out of. I could have went up to the school that I work at. Like, I will find a way. I will find a way. So yeah. And COVID actually kind of kicked it off for me. A lot of people were like, "Hey, like, can you send me a workout, or why aren't you posting as much?" So that kind of motivated me to do workouts. So yeah, I was doing like outside workouts to show on my Instagram, which got a lot of attention because it's like, just different national parks here in Kansas City, at different fountains, and kind of telling people the history of it, and then doing the work out there. And people are like, oh, I've been there before. Oh, I want to go there. So yeah, COVID did definitely kick it off for me to get back in the media game.
Yeah. So you started a YouTube channel, didn't you?
Yes. So yeah, I'm working on it.
It's a lot of work. It's I know. I started mine and it is a work.
Yeah.
What about what else? Are you going to try to grow your social media following anymore?
Yeah. So I'm working on that. It's funny because when I was in college, I got my master's degree as well. So my athletics director at the time, when I was an athlete, she gave me a scholarship to go back and get my master's degree. And so they were looking for someone to do like sports information, like video stuff. They were coming up with a new program. And so I wrote, produced, and edited a TV show for the athletics department. It was called Kangaroo Sports Update. And I would go around and talk to the athletes, and they like loved it. And so like, I'm always good about pumping up other people, like on social media, like, yeah, like this is so-and-so, but like sometimes I need to remind myself, I need to like do that for myself.
Yes, you totally should. I could see you like doing the interviews for like NPC Online.
Oh.
I don't know who you need to talk to about that, but I would love to see you on there.
I'm out there, guys.
Yes, whoever needs to listen to it, she wants to be on the interviews. Yeah. What else have we not covered that you wanted to cover to talk about as far as mindset, motivation, or anything that you think that someone needs advice?
Just don't give up. I know, and you mentioned this, you were saying like, you know, those third and fourth call out girls looking up to those other girls. I mean, I think that's happened to almost everybody.
Yeah.
Like even I remember seeing an interview with Angelica Texera. And she was saying like when she first started bikini in the NPC, like she was in dead last call out. And she went to the judge and was like, is this even for me? Like, should I bump up the figure?
Yeah.
Hell no. Like, just keep going. Like, your time is coming. And just like you were saying, like, I visualize myself, like, on that stage. And I was telling somebody, they're like, oh, like, are you still going to even compete? Because I didn't even compete this last season. Because I was trying to figure out everything. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to come back. And I was saying, like, I can literally envision myself on the Olympia stage. I don't know. I just can't describe it. Like, whenever I'm working out, like, I can literally, like, visualize myself posing up there. It's weird. It's like a weird, like, I know it's going to happen.
Like as if it's like already, like you're seeing the future, like already. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's super exciting. I know the feeling that you're like, and you're just like harnessing that internal drive and going to make it happen. So I know it's going to happen for you. As far as when, well, that's, you know, on the universe is when it's going to happen. But do you put yourself on a timeline for that, or do you just going to work until it does?
I don't think it is a timeline, because I know I used to think that I'm like, oh, I've been doing this since 2013. Like, why haven't I? And I've seen this person before and they've gone. Like, and you can't think like that. It's everybody has their own time. And I will admit, like, I have thought those thoughts before. Like, dang, like, why hasn't it happened for me yet? But I know it's a reason for it all. I know it's a reason for it all. It's all gonna play out like how it's supposed to. So just keep working, keep grinding, and if you see yourself there, it will happen. So yeah, you just always have to tell yourself that, because those doubts will creep in. Like, why the hell am I even doing this? Oh yeah, I know, because I want to do it. So so yeah.
And then for the last thing I want you to talk about is, what is your why? Why do you do this?
I do this because I'm just really passionate about fitness and health. Like I said, I've been doing this for a very long time. Like even with the track and in high school, like I feel like this, like I'm destined to be in the health and fitness field. And like I said, I want to show people that, you know, you can live a healthy and fit life. You don't have to compete, you know, incorporating healthy foods, exercising daily, just being a better you is just very important. Like mental health, emotional health, your physical well-being is so important. And I think COVID definitely showed that for a lot of people, you know, people were losing their lives every day. So like, it's very important to be healthy and just mentally just sane. So I just want to drive home to people that health and wellness is just very important. And if I can tell people through your podcast or through my social media or with me competing, you know, I am good with that.
Yay. All right. So that is going to wrap up our podcast. I loved how we ended that. I think we had a great conversation, a lot of really hidden treasures from your experience. So I wanted to thank you for coming on. And then where can people find you? So give us your socials, give us your website, all those.
Yeah, so you can find me at Cat Pro Fitness, and that's KATPROFITNESS on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and my website is catprofitness.com. So you can find me on there, and I look forward to chatting with you all. Reach out to me, any questions that you might have, and I appreciate you having me on your show, Savannah.
Yes. And so I'm going to wrap up the show. I'm going to give my ending of all my social media. So don't forget, I'm your host, Savana Sharp, and you can follow me at Savana Sharp Fitness online on YouTube as well, Savana Sharp Fitness. And then our podcast is going to be coming out on, I think, next Wednesday. I'll probably put it out. And then we do new episodes here every single Wednesday. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, like it, all those good things. Please reach out to Kat and tell her how amazing this episode was and how it changed her life and all of the good things. So I just want to thank everyone for listening to this week's episode of Cupcakes and Protein Shakes. I hope you guys have an amazing week, and we'll be ending the podcast right here. Bye, guys.